Shalom, this is Amonute Tayac of Piscataway, your friendly neighborhood shoeman, Sophia Spiritualite, the AmaruKhan Miriyam. And I just wanted to make a video so I can describe how this December season works and how this energy aligns, and point out how they've been using against us, and also how we can basically take the energy back by just using the energy the way that it comes in. As you can see, I have a Santa hat on. I don't care about this. I'm tapping into the energy because now I understand what it means. I'm not missing out on this energy. So yes, I went to the store. Hobby Lobby got them for 50% off. It fits over top of my lock, so we got Santa hats on, okay? I can understand what's going on now. So this is what happens. December the 1st, a whole Jupiter energy portal opens up. The first thing they try to do is so basically for the first half of the month until the new moon, this is when you're supposed to set your intention for what you want, financially, especially for the next year. This is when you think about what you want for the next year. This is probably when you're supposed to make your New Year's resolutions, to be honest. And now that I'm thinking about that, I need to do that too. We still have time left because the new moon is not until Tuesday. So this is when you make your plans for the next year. Now is when you set your intentions for what you want to accomplish, all of that stuff. You do it now, for between now, the 1st of December and the new moon portal. Okay, you decide what you want to do. That's when most of the time these companies decide if they're going to give a bonus, how much it's going to be, whatever the case may be. All of that stuff is about this time, the 1st of December. And so I'm going to have my kids make Christmas lists, wish lists, whatever it is. This is the time to do that. All of that stuff. Anything related to what you want, physical possessions, physical anything. This is the time. You're tapping into the Jupiter energy with this December portal. Okay? So by the time the new moon comes, basically whatever you decided you were going to give, you already decided that you're going to give between the new moon and the full moon. You start giving those things out. You, even if you don't have the money to give yet, go ahead and make the decision that you're going to do it now before the new moon, and then wait for the stuff to show up so that you can give it away. You do your giving between the new moon and the full moon. What you don't want to do is decide to give more than you can. Be comfortable. People try to force you into giving. That's what, well, I'll get into that part. I just want to explain how this energy works first. And then I'll give you some examples. So between the new moon and the full moon, that's when you give what you've already decided that you're going to give away. You do that between the new moon and the full moon. What happens is this sets you up, because the full moon is in Cancer. This sets you up for the next 6 months. What you give away, it's going to be multiplied and given back to you between the Cancer new moon, full moon, and the Cancer new moon. And then we can talk about Cancer season when we get back into that. But this is how it literally works. Like, it's almost like, now I don't want to talk about that yet. I just want to stick to this energy right here. Between the Cancer new moon, it's like, oh, you've given all of this stuff. You've done all of these things. All right, so between now and the Cancer new moon, those things are going to be multiplied back to you 100-fold. That's how this energy works. So let's give some examples so y'all can understand what I mean. Let's start with a corporate example. In an example here of a corporation, right? One of these Fortune 500, these crappy corporations, right? Before the new moon of December, they will have their employee parties for the employees, meaning they will, whatever little trinkets or whatever they're going to do, they do it between between the 1st of December and the new moon in December. Between the December new moon and the December full moon, this is when they have their executives holiday parties, where they give all their executives all their bonuses and all that stuff. Why? They do not value their regular employees, so they just try to steal their energy. For their executives, they value their energy. Their energy is making them a lot of money, so they reward them. So over the next 6 months, the executives will multiply that money back to the corporation 1,000-fold. They don't care about the regular employees because they're just harvesting their energy anyway. They can just, one of them quits, they just hire another one. They don't care. But their executives, they do care. That's why they give their holiday bonuses, all that stuff between the new moon and the full moon. That's on an executive level. On a personal level, you may have people who were told, you always want to do something nice for your server. Decide every year, pick a server and give them a big tip, right? So between the new moon and the full moon, you always hear these stories, especially about servers in Texas. It's always in Texas. You hear these stories about these servers getting $1,000 tips, $4,000 tips, all that stuff. Why? What those people give out between the new moon and the full moon, they never tell you how they have $1,000 or $4,000 extra dollars to give away. That's because between the new moon and the full moon, between the new moon, the full moon in Cancer, and the new moon in Cancer, they probably make 100 times what they gave that server. And every year, their beginning of the year is great. Their spring is great. Their 4th of July is great. Why? Because they gave away all of that money at Christmas time. Here's another example. Back in the day, you had kids making their Christmas lists, around this time between Thanksgiving and basically the new moon. Then the kids had these Christmas gifts that they wanted, they would give it to the parents. Well, the parents would give the kids these gifts at Christmas. And so because the kid got what they wanted at Christmas, their whole end of the school year was great, because they got what they wanted at this time. It's something about maximizing gifts at this time that is undeniable, especially physical, tangible gifts. How has this been weaponized against us? Black folks do this all the time, but we don't do it at the right time. We decide we're going to help somebody when they need the help, which is not bad. But if you want to maximize the energy right now, you want to decide between now and the new moon, what you want to do for people. Even if you can't do it by Christmas, just decide what you want to do for people in general. And in between the new moon and the full moon, see how much of that stuff you can actually get done. If you are able to get it done, then between the full moon in Cancer and the new moon in Cancer, that will be increased back to you 100-fold. That's used against us because most of the time people don't think about it in advance. They just see someone in need and they give. Just like an example of how they steal our energy, think about the Salvation Army. What do? They come around with these bells. You don't think about it in advance that you're going to donate to the Salvation Army. It's an impulse. Well, if you're impulsive at Christmas, you're going to be impulsive for the next 6 months. You're going to have 6 months of impulsiveness. Now, sometimes that's good. So you kind of want to mix it up. Like, do a few impulsive things, so you can reap the things that are good impulsively, but don't do everything impulsively. You want to balance it out. So you want to decide in advance how much you want to spend, but still, if stuff comes up, you don't want to be like, oh, no, I can't do that because it's going to come back on me. No, you still want to do certain things, but you got to think about it, what the thing they're asking you to exchange. So I had $1. I saw a homeless lady on the street. I knew I had $1. I gave her the $1. Now, I know I don't have a lot of money. Like, I'm just on here asking for money, so I know I don't have a lot of money, but I had $1. I looked at the lady. I gave her $1. You know what I mean? That was impulsive. But I feel like that was important for me to see. I knew that I didn't have that much money. I still gave anyway. And that's how we have to think about it. It's not like you can plan every single thing in advance. It don't work like that. You want to do the best you can, right? You want to mix it up a little bit. We don't want to be like them where everything is so rigid. Boom, 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 boom. That's not going to help. That's not going to help. We want to mix everything up. We want to do a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of this, and a little bit of that. Okay? Another thing, let me just leave the video there. I'm going to do another video about specifically about Christmas stuff, but I'm just going to leave this at that. Maximize the energy that's coming in. Don't leave any good thing that could possibly be coming in to be left behind because of whatever reason. So be on the lookout. Another video is going to be coming. Shalom, everyone, and we'll see you in the next video.